All right, there we go. Okay, well, we'll give everybody a couple seconds to get a advertisement land.
Hey, I just got a notification that we're live. That
We're
was pretty quick.
only 9 minutes late, 10 minutes late, but hopefully you guys
Who's
give us
counting? Who's counting?
right.
Mm.
We did get our coffee though, so that's what's important. Looks like we've got a full crew already in here. Mind and Body Co. Wendy Benjamin, just exploring every path. What is up, Jeep? His Way
I
Homestead.
thought you were trying to be cool there, and it took me a
All
second. I got it.
All the Things Acres. Stringfield Ridge Farm. Graham and Karen. Shelley on the Pine Tree Hill. Let's see. Is that everybody up to this point? Southern Ohio Prepping. Warren Lewis, Christy Betts, Lisa Hoffer, Simple Preparedness. Hello,
Oh my
Brett.
goodness.
Patty G.
Hey,
Our Tiny
Rayleigh.
Acres. Sean in Alaska. We just ate salmon for supper. And it didn't come from Alaska. Well, or did it? Didn't come from Sean.
No, it didn't come from Sean.
Rayleigh is here. Strong Enough to Bend Homestead. Cajun milk. Cajun milk cows. How about that?
I love how she says, "Hey, Amy and Bert."
Yeah. All right. So Simple Preparedness is also named Brett. That's why I said it that way.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett, it's Brett.
Sean's trying to play it off that he has a lousy connection.
Yeah.
I think that was
Okay.
because of the
Okay.
salmon, you know.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about tonight.
First and foremost,
what?
We had a cool front.
Yeah, a cool front. So things are a little bit more bearable outside.
It's still 90 degrees, but the humidity is much lower. And oh, it was so nice.
And there's another one coming tomorrow, I think. So
yeah,
temperatures are going to get down in the low 60s. Tomorrow night, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And Saturday morning. So that'll be so awesome for us.
I'm outside grilling fish. Oh, that sounds really good, Patty.
Nice.
That is. Notice how it leans downward?
It does not. It's straight up, just like that.
Yeah.
So
can we tilt it?
No, I mean not unless you start fiddling, and I'm not trying to do that. We'd have to prop up the front leg. We've got a little small TV screen right here that we just put in tonight to try it out, and we put our comments or our chat there. So we're experimenting. The other room that we were in, everything okay? The other room that we were in, just it felt stuffy in the summertime. We may go back in there some over the winter and stuff. But anyway, prefer to be out here in the dining area. Coffee's right here, so that's also a plus.
Yeah, we don't have to get up and leave the room if I want to make a cup of coffee. I just turn around and fix it.
Yeah. Boots and Bounty still working on wedding dresses.
Oh
wow! So let me real quick. I want to. Well, I got to find my mouse first. I want to. Hey, Lazarus Homestead, good to see you. I want to recognize our channel members because you guys are super fans and we appreciate you so much. Nunya, Texas on the back 20. Grow Where You're Planted Homestead. Making Lemonade from Lemons. Dutch Off-Grid Homestead. His Way Homestead, here in the chat. Melinda Elliott. Christine Beadle. A. Leslie. North Shore Preparedness. From Kate's Kitchen and Inside Kate's Kitchen. What?
Abby's in the camera.
Oh, All the Things Acres. Also, Dawn is here in the chat. Southern Blessed Homestead. The Tinkerer's Wife. Gary B, Homesteading with the Heberts, and Zen Incense Shop. Thank you so kindly for joining our channel. We really appreciate it. If you're interested in joining our channel, we figured it out. Now there's a link down in the description. You can join our channel very easily.
Oh, wait. I have it somewhere.
Not So Remote Alaska,
There.
TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Gotta collect eggs and feed the dog. Take care of your animals. Those are important. Father,
Are
son,
you
prepping is
collecting
here.
the eggs
Solo.
to feed the dog?
It's good to see everyone.
Let's see. Abby is home. She is enjoying her day off because I think tomorrow you work what, 10 hours? Pretty much all day.
It's 11 hours, but
Yeah, Abby
No
works
eggs feed us. Right.
11 to 10 tomorrow. Long shift. Crazy Ed, what's happening? So we got, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you already know this, but we got the entire underneath of the house ready for new skirting after 1 year, a little over a year, since Hurricane Laura removed most of our skirting for us.
Well,
we're finally
it was
new
removed. We gathered it up from the field to the north of us, most of it, and we kind of propped it back up.
Kind of all over the place.
Well, yeah. We propped up as many pieces as we had, which only covered about 3/4 of the house. But we were able to do that before Snowmageddon came through in February.
The freeze in February, yeah.
And that saved our pipes. So
Father-son prepping, you guessed it. We have to kind of dance around certain words, but yes.
Wow.
And we're going to get into that here in a minute. We're just kind of doing some announcements and some catch-ups because we haven't been putting out any videos. So the only time y'all see us is for the live streams right now. I'm on vacation. That's why I have this more scruff than usual. So yeah, I've got to take this off. It's hot. But we've been doing some work outside, getting the underneath of the house prepped. Amy started working on the gardens, prepping those for fall. We got out and we cleaned the chicken coop today, which has been needing to be done. We've been putting off so much stuff because it's so hot. I got a tire fixed on my truck. I got a nice little brad nail souvenir. And while the tire was off, I had a chance to look at my brake pads and
you mean supposed to be brake pads?
Yeah. So I went and bought brake pads and I'm going to see about getting that done. Homestead Aquarius, thank you for that. Good to see you.
I've gotten the compost emptied.
Yeah.
The compost that we started in the spring is done.
You may remember we moved our compost bin into the chicken yard so that we throw everything in one location now. Everything that's compostable.
Right.
Bread and meats and some other things don't go in the compost, obviously. But we throw the stuff in there and the chickens kind of till it up. So it breaks it down pretty quickly.
No weeds.
Right.
No grass seeds of any kind. It was fabulous. It was great to be able to go out there, shovel it all into a wagon, bring it over to the garden beds and just spread it out.
It's hard to be motivated when you feel like you're going to melt into a puddle.
Yes.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
And the heat just kind of zaps the energy out of you completely.
Was there any worms? Did you see any worms in that soil?
No, I did not.
Compost?
I didn't see any, but I didn't really sift through it either.
That could be the downside.
Yeah, there's plenty of worms in the garden.
Yeah, right.
So-
But that could be the downside to composting using chickens. They may eat the worms. What else?
I open the windows just for
Yeah.
the light.
I like to be able to look outside anyway because it inspires me. But
Michigan Daffodil had sent me some marigold seeds. Those things have taken off. They're like small bushes.
Hans, I've probably ground through those, honestly. It's been a long time. Only driving my truck to work and back, pretty much, I've just gotten into a flow and just didn't maintain some things.
Yeah. So we're gonna get his
We're
truck
gonna
cleaned
do-
up.
We're getting it taken care of. So don't be like Brett. Hashtag strap down on the porch. Yeah.
That was your fault.
Hurricane Ida recovery. We did not get directly hit by Hurricane Ida, in case you weren't here last week. Southeast Louisiana did. We're in Southwest Louisiana. So from what I'm hearing and from friends and reading on Facebook, the recovery is going well. Lots of folks have their power back. But it's gonna, from what we have learned from Hurricane Laura last year, the return of the electricity is just the beginning of the recovery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey Susanna.
It's going to take a long time. We drove through some neighborhoods in Lake Charles the other day because Abby mentioned something about President McKinley because she was learning about President McKinley in U.S.
history.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let me go through this neighborhood because this particular neighborhood in Lake Charles, they call it Greenwich Village. All of the streets are named after presidents. Well, I'm driving through the neighborhood and I realize the street signs are still not up yet. A year later, obviously the stop signs and the important signs are there, but the street name signs are not. So
hey Susan and
so we still
hello Arthur Leslie.
Hey guys, and Diamond Willow, Susanna.
I said that already.
Oh, sorry. Simply Southern Roots as well.
There you go. Everyone is buying up most of the bread here to take south. It's seriously hard to find right now.
I was wondering about
is that the case? Because even here, we can't find bread.
Here in our small town, we're rural. We don't even have a town,
What?
honestly. Rural. That's hard to say. Rural.
You sounded slow.
We don't even have.
Hey, Lynn.
It's not even a town. We have a school. We have a post office. We have a little convenience store by the interstate,
We have a dollar store.
and we have a dollar store.
And we're about to have, well, if they ever finish it, we'll have another convenience store.
Convenience store. The dollar store had no bread, nothing. So we went to Market Basket in the town near us to check for bread. And they had it was Nature Valley or Nature's Own,
Nature's Own.
honey wheat, which we like. They had that one, and they had hamburger buns. That was it. Yeah, one type of hamburger bun.
Flint said the 3 factories are without power down there that make and sell the bread.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Okay, I was kind of wondering. I almost titled this live stream, "Where did the bread go?" So yeah. So on speaking of bread, our group, mutual assistance group, MAG, which is a prepper term, we're part of a group. We haven't been very active with this group, but we are part of the group, and they have one of the members has lined up a bread making class. So we will be hopefully we have every intention to attend that bread making class.
Yeah, as long as we can get Abby back, to work, we should be okay. That all depends on her schedule.
Let's see, we got Lynn the Okie and
We
Living a
have that-
Rogue Life. Welcome.
We have that brand of honey wheat and bunny bread, both of which are over $3 a loaf. I don't even, yeah, the honey, Nature's Own
It was over
honey
3,
wheat.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's always been pretty high end. That's the high end bread.
You have to eat your sandwich with your pinkies out.
Welcome, Kate. I know Kate said
Hey,
she's
Kate.
late. Don't worry about it. Things have been kind of crazy. We were kind of late too, so.
The Heartland Homesteaders Picnic.
Yeah.
We won't be attending, unfortunately. We had every intention. We had announced that we were going Stringfield Ridge Farm. Sorry to disappoint. We're gonna miss you guys, all of you.
Our homestead setter has some family members with COVID, and it just for safety reasons, you know, she didn't want to expose anybody else, so we don't have anybody to take care of the animals here, and it's too much. David starts around 5
Prayers for that, Kate.
6 days. Oh.
On a good note concerning Saturday. Saturday is September 11th. Of course, take a moment of silence because it's September 11th. But also on that day, Cheyenne, our oldest daughter, who sings, remember a couple of weeks ago, I had told you guys that she won Lake Charles Got Talent at the brewery. See, I took my time with that one, so I didn't sound slow.
Okay, you didn't sound as slow.
she won. Not only did she win, but one of the judges said, "Come see me. I'm signing you right now." And Cheyenne is an opening act at the brewery on Saturday night, and we're gonna go and see her and watch her sing and show her stuff. So I am so excited about that. So excited. I don't know how to say your name. Haig.
Said hi, Broussard. It's CB.
Oh, it's CB.
You got to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not just the name.
I got stuck on the name. Sorry, I don't know how to say it. Prepper Book Club, good to see you. Hooga. That's not at all. Okay, it must not be English. Of course, English words are that way too.
Right. So. Were you here while trying to teach Rayleigh some of these words? And she says, well, why is it this sound this way and this sound this way? But they're spelled the exact same way. I don't know, because English is dumb. That was my answer, because there is no other answer.
English is weird. It's like English stuck around in a back alley somewhere and robbed all of the other languages as they passed by. It means cozy. How cool.
Huh. I would have never guessed that's the pronunciation though.
Right. Right.
But then again, look at our words around here. Did you see the video going around? It's a New York City cop that came down to help with the hurricane relief. And before they went anywhere, they had them pronounce all these parish names.
Oh Lordy.
It was bad. It was hilarious, but bad.
All right, so okay. Real quick. Because of the title of this video, I'm sure some people, if you have held out for this long, you're waiting for me to talk about what's the deal. Our tyrant in chief made statements today that I have to choose words carefully so that we don't get immediately taken off the platform. he has made things in such a way that people are not, many people, if not all people, are no longer in control of what goes in their bodies. Everything should be a choice, and that's where I stand. If you choose to take the jab, if you don't choose to take the jab, that's your business. That's between you and your doctor. Lawmaker, politicians should have no place in that. None. Country Homestead Preacher, good to see you. Brother Donnie, welcome. Big Dreams Homestead, good to see you as well. Our personal choice is we stay home, we mind our own business. If we have to go to town, we keep our distance from people. We don't hug on people. We don't shake hands, which I miss terribly. I have to be honest. But that's our way of keeping ourselves safe.
But we wash our hands. We use sanitizer.
Staying clean and vitamins and sunlight. You get vitamin D from sunlight. You get the vitamin C, and you get zinc from elderberry syrup. By the way, if you're interested in getting some, make your own elderberry syrup, we have some on our Etsy store. The link is down below in the description. That's not a product plug. It's there if you want it. Up to you. But we take it constantly, and we haven't even had close calls. We've been exposed.
We've been exposed a couple of times.
We've been directly exposed.
Living a rogue life, exactly. I'm a hugger. Yeah. Kate and David have been taking the elderberry syrup daily too, and that gives me comfort because I know the breathing issues that David has.
Right.
So I worry. Apple cider vinegar, garlic powder, and honey mixed. Take it 3 times. I don't know if I could do that.
Faith over fear, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. But don't. I mean, we also
that doesn't mean that you can walk around
too.
and stay, with the feeling that I'm invincible,
Right.
and I can do anything I want to, and just get away with it. That's not it. God gave us elderberry. He gave us all these herbs and things for us to use. Vitamin D comes from the sun.
Yeah.
Zinc and what's the other one?
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C come from most leafy green vegetables. I mean,
I'm gonna be right.
Elderberry tastes better than apple cider vinegar. Yeah, for sure. We grow our own elderberries here. We found them wild. We have propagated them. We have quite a few bushes now. We're not doing this as a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. Oh, that's good to know. Persimmons grow well in South Louisiana and have more vitamin C than citrus. That's good to know because we have wild persimmons growing here. But the elderberries, we grow and cultivate as many as we can so that we can get them out there and share with the people that have trouble getting them. I'm not sure what's happening here, but okay. It is difficult when your ground is so dry. I don't know. You would have to find somewhere where there's a constant like drip from an air conditioner maybe, or gray water drain maybe.
If you really want to protect yourself from pathogens, you need something like this. Can you hear me?
Barely.
A cloth mask is not going to take care of it. You need to completely protect yourself. And then, once you take this off, you need to decontaminate. You've got to wash the pathogens off of your body. I'm just proving a point. Because a cloth mask is nothing but a fashion statement.
Okay, let me answer that question. Lazarick is asking, I'm looking at the elderberry kit. How do you store the rest after you make it and do not use it all right away? You can it. I wouldn't recommend that if you're adding the honey to it. Although some things have come out now that the acidity is not high enough for it to be canned, which doesn't make much sense to me, but that's what I've been told. It can be frozen, but the kit makes 2-pint jars, and they will stay in your refrigerator for up to a year. As long as they stay refrigerated, they're fine.
You can can the juice before you add the honey to it. Is that what you just said?
Yes. I would recommend pressure canning it, though, because they're saying now that the elderberry doesn't have the acidity that they thought it did. I'm not exactly sure. But there's really no need to freeze it or can it. I mean, unless you're not going to use it within a year. But if you're taking it daily, 1 jar lasts you about a month. Maybe a little bit longer, depending on. I still have one. I won on your giveaway. It smells amazing. It does. The mail lady, our postmaster here, she loves it when I bring kits because she said it smells up the entire post office.
I don't know if you saw these. There's 2 prayer requests here back in the chat.
Oh.
44 Magnum says, I'll be losing my job tomorrow if I'm not getting the so-called, I'm not going to say that word, the V. Please pray for me. And
I'm glad you caught that because I missed
Country Homestead Preacher says, I ask for prayer for this little small rural church that I'm helping out in. The monster has just impacted him horribly. Thanks. Hopefully I didn't miss anything else here while I was playing with my mask.
You convinced me I need to grow elderberry. Elderberry is great. And we actually harvest it. And instead of freezing and taking up all the freezer space.
Absolutely. It's good to see you though.
I dehydrate the berries.
If there has ever been a tyrannical government.
Sorry, I was catching.
It's right now.
I dehydrate the berries, so they're pretty much good indefinitely, as long as they're not exposed to moisture. I keep them in canning jars with desiccant packs for moisture. It's a moisture absorber, and they get vacuum sealed into the jar. So until they're ready to pack up for shipment or for us to use. Can we talk about what all is included in the kit you see on Etsy? Sure. The Etsy elderberry kit is you get the elderberries, the spices,
dehydrated elderberries.
Yes.
And then you get the spices. Enough for.
That's enough for 2 pints.
It makes 2 pints.
You also get detailed instructions on how to make it, plus the link. There's a link and a scan code for a video,
an unlisted video,
a tutorial video,
detailed step-by-step
Yeah.
tutorial. Can't go wrong. It's dummy proof.
And what else is in there?
There's a 3rd card. I'm trying to remember what's on the 3rd card. It might just be a business card of ours.
No, it's not. It's the dosage instructions.
Dosage.
I knew there was another one, and I was trying to
Recommended
go through it.
It's all food products. You can't overdose.
Oh, Kate put a link to our processing elderberries video. That's not the same video that you receive in the kit. In our kit, it's a scan code to an unlisted video that is a step-by-step tutorial on how to make the elderberry syrup.
Kit.
Right.
The syrup
from the kit. The only thing you will need to add to that kit is 2/3 of a cup of honey.
Now, also keep in mind, honey is not recommended for babies under a year old.
Right.
So if you want to make it, that's the beauty of this kit too. If you want to make it with a simple syrup made from sugar and water.
I got it living over life.
So that babies can take the elderberry syrup, you can do that.
As far as the dose for teens, toddlers, or elderly, teens, toddlers, and elderly can all take the same dosage. You can do a half dose for younger kids, but anybody under the age of a year old and under should not have raw honey. You can actually make a simple syrup with sugar and water and sweeten it that way just for babies.
That's right. Living a Rogue Life just recently got her elderberry syrup kit.
Lazarus won one in the giveaway too.
Oh yeah.
The kit was awesome and easy to follow. I need more. We have plenty right now on the Etsy store. I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, I don't know what the quantity says because
I'm bad about.
We can make as many. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it says 3 in stock. I'll update that either tonight or tomorrow.
Here, Caswell. What's up, Biggie?
Okay, is the honey just to sweeten? No, well, it is, but it isn't. The honey is a sweetener. However, that's why you need to get local raw honey because it has tons of health benefits in it. It's good for allergies. It's got it's tons of stuff. I can't think of the words, but local raw honey is the best thing for you. If you can get honey within 5 to 10 miles of your location, then it's going to have the benefits from the pollen in your area.
And as long as you don't heat it over 110 degrees Fahrenheit, then it stays raw honey, and you've got all of those antibacterial properties still intact.
Thank you, John. Antibacterial. That's what I was looking for, and my brain just would not connect it.
Kate says they had a little black pepper.
Yes. Yep. It allows your body to ingest the turmeric.
WB.
So I don't add it in the kit because some people can't have
new sub.
Some things.
Nice.
And but the way the kit is set up, if you don't want the seasonings and stuff, you don't have to add those. They're separate from the berries in the kit.
Right. We are in Southwest Louisiana near Lake Charles.
Lori,
we were out of the path of Hurricane Ida, but last year we got hit hard by Hurricane Laura, and then 6 weeks later Hurricane Delta.
Lori's asking because of diabetes. You do not have to use honey or sugar to sweeten it. You could use like what's the
stevia.
Stevia would work.
Agave nectar.
What's that stuff that Jen sent? The big huge bag.
I thought she was right there. I can't remember.
Monk fruit.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. That's
what hillbilly.
She sent us a big bag of it, and that would be one. The local honey is better. Yes. Does it need sweetening?
Oh.
It's pretty bitter.
Autumn, Autumn says that's a lot of disasters. Southwest Louisiana in one year got Hurricane Laura, Tropical Storm Beta, which was Hurricane Delta. It was
In February we had
it was Winter Storm Uri, which is what you guys saw devastated Texas. It reached all the way down here too. And then in May, because of the damage that we still had from the hurricanes and the downed limbs and everything, just all in our waterways and stuff, Lake Charles flooded because there was like 14 inches of rain in 6 hours. So there was all of those things in less than a year.
Yeah, 10 months.
There's none yet.
Cinnamon and elderberry is pretty strong without a sweetener to cut it. Yes. Now, I mean, if you have the taste buds for it, go for it. I can't do it. It's too bitter for me. It makes me gag a little. So, but I have weird things. Yeah, you can add it to other drinks. If you drink smoothies in the morning or anything like that, add it to a smoothie or add it to, kale juice. Well, you could add it to the kale. Cinnamon is good for digestion, but it's also good to help your blood sugar stabilize. And it's helping with mine. So
favorite part is the last bit in the jar, super spices.
Yes.
Gate's gonna be shut soon. You know, when we watched,
might make the kale juice taste better. Yeah.
I think we watched a lot of Christian movies over the years, and I think it was in God's Not Dead. When there was an older lady talking about how people live in sin. It's like a prison. They just live doing whatever, and it's all fun and games until the cell door slams shut. And then you're there. Was it War Room?
There you go, War Room. I think so. Could be. I don't remember.
Another good one was Courageous. That one was about men being men of God.
Cinnamon is an anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon is an anti-inflammatory. So is turmeric, and so is ginger, I believe. Yeah, John.
Only 98 employees. Yeah. I'm interested to see how the city that I work for is going to handle that. I don't know because there's well over 200 employees for the fire department. So we'll see. I may be looking for another job too. It's going to be what it is.
Fireproof is another good one, yeah.
Yeah, you got that right. That is a good one. Living a rogue life. Have a good evening. Love back at you. 45,000. There's that number again. I've been seeing a lot of 45,000. You guys might have to look into after this. Maybe use DuckDuckGo, because Google doesn't always give you honest answers. But search the internet for a lawsuit involving 45,000 deaths. You might be interested in that. Barb is here. It's just the beginning. I'm afraid of this. I'm not afraid.
Did anybody hear when the 100 will go into effect? No.
No, I didn't hear that. But I did hear a whole lot of rhetoric about how it's the people who are not getting the jab, that it's their fault.
Yeah.
Everything's their fault. Bill. Bill, I don't respond, but I watch most of the videos that you send to me, and I appreciate it. Bill is the Cajun Homestead.
Not many people don't work, is it? Yeah.
Well, there's a whole lot of things speeding up right now. The eviction moratorium was revoked.
They put it back,
They put it back again.
I think.
I know they put it back, and then there was a lawsuit, and then I want to say that the Supreme Court said you can't do that, and they ended it. I think we've been doing a lot of work around here. I don't have the best updates on news.
I don't know,
So-
because our governor is handing out weird and crazy mandates and things. He did something to do with hotel rooms for first responders, but the problem is, and I understand his reasoning for it, but it left all the hotels for the first responders and people that are going in to provide aid. The people that live there that no longer have homes are being booted out and have to find other places. So it's causing a lot of friction.
The unemployment aid is ending.
I
The
think the unemployment aid has already ended.
the scab on my head. I don't know what. I've been under the house quite a bit, so I don't know if I hit my head.
Quit scratching your head. You're on live stream.
People need to. They care about me. They want to know that I'm okay.
They know you're not okay.
Especially when it comes to my head. What else is happening? There's big news, big stuff coming out of Maricopa County. Look into that.
He's thinking, no. It's all air up there, John. You don't know this by now.
I'm for Rico. Supreme Court did rule against that. Evictions are illegal now.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
I'm good until they outlaw fishing. Then we have a major problem. They better not.
Lice. Ivermectin is good for lice.
So is mayonnaise.
Oh boy. You're gonna have to look because it has to do with the choice that was made back in November. The nationwide choice that was made back on November 3rd.
Well,
Sorry, we have to do it this way. Arizona prepper. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah. Oh boy. Just gonna have to look into it. It rhymes with schmelection.
stop. I'm one of those government
Other
contractors.
channels.
No.
We've kind of abandoned the other channel for now. It's taken everything we've got to keep up with what we're doing. So
Other channel time, Brett. Making it weird. I don't remember choices. Oh man. The problem is we can use the other channel, but still have to be
Yes. Big dreams. Yes.
We have to be really careful with words.
Yeah. And
Because
isn't it so
it's-
stupid?
It's being censored.
They claim everything is misinformation.
Did we ever really have a choice?
Well,
Hey, Southern Boy Prepper.
it's not looking like it. Southern Boy Prepper, what is up, Regan?
Brett coughing.
Did I cough?
You always cough.
I always cough. I'm a smoker.
We live in Louisiana where it's like breathing in water outside. So
Yeah. You ever tried to breathe underwater? Oh boy.
I have a fall garden planted with collards, turnips, mustard greens, spinach, Swiss chard, onions, peas, and tender greens.
The fifth horse?
I am working on getting all of my seeds and everything together so that I can plant tomorrow. The Swiss chard is already in there. I don't
Hey,
know.
Mary Beth.
It's not coming back like it normally does.
No,
I think
the aphids, was
the
it aphids?
Snowmageddon freaking.
Some insects got to the Swiss chard.
Yeah, but that
And
happens every year.
I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of a worm or caterpillar.
It's a caterpillar.
We let them have it. Take that, eat that all you want. Save the other stuff for us. That's the way we did it, and it worked. But normally the Swiss chard comes back, and it hasn't.
Well, it may not be quite cool enough for it to start coming back. I don't know.
Maybe not. I've got ant bites all over me.
Watch the news, Brett. It looks like we're facing another potential storm. Yeah, they're talking about Sunday. Another Mindy forming.
Really?
Mindy formed like, here's Florida, here's Mindy. And then went.
It formed and was gone, huh?
It slid right across the panhandle of Florida.
Wow.
And that's what they're expecting is like, there's some kind of tropical something that's
Sowing a
supposed to
legacy.
form and
Hi,
then
Angela.
smack us.
Here to keep John in check. Thank you very much for that. Including prayer and home remedies, not allowed to spread that misinformation. You know, the funny thing is on Facebook, just yesterday or day before, it was a picture of like peanut butter bars, keto peanut butter bars, hidden. Picture was hidden by Facebook.
Oh, the homemade ones.
Sensitive
yeah.
content. Okay. Worse and worse and yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the things when all of this started. Okay, first of all, when things really very first when the virus, the bug first came to the news, very first, I took it seriously. I knew that the news was hyping it up, but I kept telling people something is going to come from this. And I didn't know if at the time I thought it was the virus itself. Now, don't get me wrong, I know people are getting sick. People are worse than getting sick. I know this. But with the tiny bit of basic medical knowledge that I have from being a first responder, I know that the government is going about it all the wrong way. I say all the wrong way. They're not doing anything to do. It's not about health. It's about control.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. You know this. But way since the beginning, right when I started realizing and seeing through the crap and understanding what was really happening, from that point on, I've been blowing the whistle and telling people it's about control.
Mm-hmm.
And many of us have been telling people it's coming. This is all about eventually there's going to be a forced jab. And here we are. It's right here. It knocked on the door today. But there's so many people who are still brainwashed and just go with the flow, and they're so one day we're going to be back to normal. Darn you unjabbed people. You're the cause of all this. That's bullshit. Okay? Sorry, but that's bullshit. We've been the president spoke today, and every business with more than 100 employees is going. What? Oh,
Keep
yeah.
it, nope.
Yeah,
Keep
okay.
going. I'm gonna fill this.
Fix me a cup real quick if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
because you're getting fired up and
I
you're
am.
gonna need something. Wait, 2.
2 sugar, 1 cream.
Let's get it backwards.
I appreciate that, baby. You can only poke the bear so much. We want to just be left alone. That's all we've wanted all along. Leave us the hell alone. Let us live. Let us do our thing. At some point, they're going to be sorry. I'm not
literally said don't poke the bear.
I'm not saying I'm not condoning extremist behavior by any means. But the things that are outlined in the Constitution by our forefathers are for situations just like this. Kelly's here. Good to see you. North Star Prepsteader. Hey there. Karen Davenport. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to rant and read the comments at the same time. So sorry, guys. But I'm telling you, I've had enough. I've kind of backed off, almost gone dark, because I was really getting quite vocal. Hey, Gardner Josh. Good point. Let's go to that. Cajun Milk Cow says what to do. I think that would be a better conversation. Where do we go from here? How do we put these emotions into action? Nice to see. Thank you for joining the channel. We really appreciate that. Enjoy your new custom emojis. What can we do? How can we put this into action? Well, we can prep. We can homestead. And I know those are very broad words, but like our channel and many, many others, many are here in the chat. We make videos constantly. Well, a lot of you more than I do. I'm not big on, I like this interaction with the live streams. Not so much, unless I'm really in the mood to make a video. I usually don't. Anyway, point is, pay attention to the names in the chat. Go check out their channels. There's lots of skills to be had. And the more skills are something that cannot be taken away from you. Gadgets can be taken away. Food prepped up can be taken away. Skills. Skills and knowledge. Thank you for another word for that, Nunya. Skills and knowledge is something that is yours. Once you earn that, that cannot be taken away. I like to think that, see, September 5th was the anniversary of the Great Expulsion from Nova Scotia. Warren Lewis, thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate that. Enjoy your custom emojis as well. September 5th was the Great Expulsion of the Acadian people, or the anniversary. I want to say it was 1765, I believe, somewhere in that neighborhood, mid 1700s, was when the Acadian people, my ancestors, in fact, Cajun, the word Cajun is a mispronunciation of Acadian. These people were just living life in Nova Scotia. They're French people. England took over the area, Nova Scotia, and told these people, these French people, that they needed to swear allegiance to England or they would be deported. Well, they chose the latter. Well, they didn't choose the latter, but that's what ended up happening. They just wanted to live their lives. And many of my ancestors, one in particular, Joseph Broussard, they called him Beau Soleil, which translates from French to English as beautiful sunshine. Joseph led the charge. He was a freedom fighter. They practiced guerrilla warfare. They did everything that they could to defend and keep the things that they had earned. Well, in the end, the England, the English people, set a meeting in a church, and when all of the French Acadians entered the church, they locked the doors and locked them in, and that's how they deported them, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember my history correctly, while they were locked in the church, the English were burning their crops and homes. And that's how we end up with, for example, Hebert, Hebert. We end up with people with the surname or last name Hebert in the New England area, like our channel members homesteading with the Heberts. And we have Heberts, same spelling, Hebert, down here in Louisiana, because Hebert is the French pronunciation of the last name. So there were people that were sent apparently just shipped down to Maine and New England, that area, and some came down into closer to the equator. In fact, the people that the ship or ships, I can't remember for sure, that my ancestors were on was headed for headed for a place called Saint Domingue, which is now, it's modern day Haiti, I believe, and somehow or another got rerouted, detoured, and ended up in Louisiana, and my ancestors settled in south central Louisiana. The Broussards and the Landrys and the Heberts and Dugas, and there's so many. There's so many last names. Here your virgin. The surname is Richard, or Richard. So anyway, that's how that all happened, and I really believe in my bones that that I have that freedom fighter mentality that was passed down to me in my DNA. So anyway, skills that you can, if you don't already know these, how to make whatever food or monde brew. We're certainly at some point we're related, Cajun milk cows. So yeah, when yeah, my birth certificate says white male, but surely I'm multiracial at some point. There's no way. I mean, I've got I've got the stupid homesteader tan, but I stayed dark. In fact, there's one guy that I work with, and he's a black guy. He has no other no other race in his immediate family, immediate ancestry, and I'm darker than he is. Oh yeah, it's definitely a homesteader tan. Ethnicity, there you go. I like that. Anyhow, my ancestors, the ones that first came to Louisiana, they did interbreed with the Attakapaw, or interbreed, intermingle, intermarry. I want to say interbreed. That's let's save the breeding for the animals. But with the Attakapaw Indians of the area, and they ended up they just became one society basically. Hi, I'm Texan. Yeah. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medication, means of defense, and a plan. That's a good summary. You survived Storm Ida. Hey, Christian. Yeah, Ida skirted our area. We kind of got a little bit of north breeze. It was, it was so far to the other end of the state that we didn't get much. Melinda, hello.
You settle back down.
I think Autumn pretty much summarized what I was trying to say. So that's it. Show's over. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, take care of you. You are in charge of your family. Whether you're the man of the house, the woman of the house, or even if you're one of the children and you're the only one or one of the few in the family that sees the need for being prepared. At some point, people are going to rely on you. I saw a Facebook post just over the past couple of days. You showed it to me, actually, I think. Maybe not. Anyway.
Okay. I may have.
Oh, hey, Sylvia. Good to see you. Where someone, it was a lady in the Baton Rouge area who said she was the outcast in her neighborhood because she prepped.
Oh, yeah. That was a comment.
Oh, there you go. Okay. And then, over the course of the past few days to a week, she was sitting pretty with, she had a generator and air conditioning and all the food she could eat.
Yeah. And leveled the city is basically the way it was put. And now, she was sitting with a generator and air conditioner and food and water stocked up, and everybody else
and she
is
became
scrambling.
She went from the outcast to the envy of the neighborhood, just like that. Sort of like Noah when it started raining.
Well, not only that, but there's news articles all over about people in New Orleans that have solar panels that survived this hurricane. They're beautifully sitting up on the roofs of these homes, not working. Because people go with these big companies, these big elaborate companies that come out and put you a solar panel system, but there's no battery backup. So when the power grid is down, the solar panels are down too.
Hans, I haven't looked enough into the Convention of States to know all about it.
That's the skeeter plane.
Mosquito plane.
Abby.
Yeah, no, they're a grid tie system, these solar panels that she was just talking about. Nunya, what are you talking about? Remember Lavoie. Oh, is that Bundy? Is that what you mean? Put it in all caps so I can see it. Yeah, these grid tie solar arrays, they don't have batteries. They have no way of storing power. And that's one thing. We had a rep come out and talk to us. Okay, yeah. We had a rep come out and talk to us from one of these companies about solar. And that was one of my questions was, are we going to have power when everybody else is out? And he said no. And I said, thank you for your time.
Right.
That's not what we're looking for.
This is Chloe. She's being lonesome tonight.
Swafford Homestead.
Right. No batteries, no power.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you put a solar panel system without the main component.
Why would you spend 15 grand?
It was going to be 19, but yeah.
It was more, well,
Yeah, almost 20,000 for the panels, and that was only to provide 80% power for what we needed.
yeah. So we would have still had an electric bill as well, a small one, but still had an electric bill, still tied to the grid.
Yeah.
Still out of power when everyone else is. And that's another thing too. Right now, or not, well, last week, immediately after Hurricane Ida, and the same with any of these big storms that tear up the electric grid, the first phase after the storm is over with, the first phase that the electricity crews, the first thing that they do is assessment. And in the assessment, not only do they go and they see what needs to be done, but they also visit every household, and everyone who has a generator tied in through their breaker panel or a solar array joined up through their breaker panel, those all have to be isolated. They have to be taken off, because if
they have
those
to come
things,
out and physically disconnect the fuse to each home,
because those things are able to feed back into the system and could create a real issue for the lineman. Being sold as green energy.
We have solar generator ordered. So it didn't make it to the house in time before Ida.
Well, at least you had something. Is your power back on, Karen? I don't remember if you told us that.
Day 12.
Oh wow!
But they're prepped, so they're okay. It just, guys, I know that cool front. I know it's not a whole lot, but it's a lot when you're out of power in South Louisiana. There's no skeeter plane. Yeah, I promise you, it's a skeeter plane.
So Everett's built their own solar setup. That's cool.
Yeah,
I would love to.
I'm turning the back of my van into a camper and wanting to put solar in. Any suggestions? No. As far as right now, we are looking into kind of a startup system. We want to start small.
Well,
yeah. I want just enough to run. I just want a solar setup that will run only what the generator can run. I don't need it to run my entire house.
Amy and I were kind of talking about it today with the idea, with the skirting being done on the house. That's the last thing that we have to get done to make it back to normal, back to before Hurricane Laura normal. With that being, I mean, that's on the horizon. That's going to be, might as well call it done. It's going to be done within a week. It's an emotional thing, a mental thing. Whereas once the house is back to normal, then I can get back into a mindset of not so much recovery, but back into improvements.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That's the truth, Nunya.
Oh, I tell you what, that first night after Hurricane Laura, when I had not slept. I slept like maybe a half hour that night. Then got up and out, made it home, and started picking up and assessing what we had going on here and mitigating. That next night, even without AC, I slept. I soaked that chair, but I slept.
Well, it was 107 degrees in here.
Yeah, we didn't have the air conditioner hooked up, or we didn't have one then.
Southern living requires it. AC. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's why we lost our golden retriever is, with the heat after the storm for 4 days in 107, 110 degrees.
She struggled.
She got overheated too bad.
Serious heat
And
exhaustion.
I don't think she fully recovered from that.
Did anyone hear effective didn't? I didn't. I don't know when that goes into effect.
No, I didn't either. And I know he didn't say it because I watched the live stream.
Oh, thank you, Nunya. But we got
We
taken
have
care
a generator now.
There was this awesome guy named Zach Morgan who came from the Lafayette area. He's a friend of a friend. And he tracked down a generator and a window air conditioner for us to borrow. And 4 days after the storm, after 4 days of terrible heat, we got that put in. It was Amy's birthday when we got it put in. And that got us through until we got power. Well, since then, one of our amazing viewers got us a generator and sent it to us, and we used some disaster relief money to get us a window unit. So now we're good to go on that front. And then Amy, in all her wisdom, said, I've got to prepare for the blizzard that's coming. It's coming.
It wasn't me. I'm telling you, I had this weird gut feeling that I could not shake it. I could not shake that feeling for weeks. And someone kept telling me, prep for the winter. Because we're all electric here. We had no source of heat. And I knew that the generator would not run a heater. So,
hey, Randy.
We talked about it. We priced it. We did a lot of research and things like that. We ended up getting a 250-gallon propane tank installed in the yard. I want to paint it.
There's a space heater right here.
Yeah, we added the space heater that
Because
runs on propane.
Because our source of air and heat right now, on a normal basis, is a central unit, which is electric. So we got the little. I say little. It's a good size space heater.
That one
that runs on propane.
Burner.
It's just a backup plant.
20,000 BTU.
And we got a really nice propane stove. It's propane natural gas. Really cool, really nice. I hated that electric.
Winter is easier because food can be left outside and you can build a fire for heat. Yeah, exactly. But we needed a way to heat the house, and this thing does it.
Thank you, Kathy, for putting that stuff out there. I appreciate it. I see the job that you're doing, and I appreciate it.
Nunya said, let me know. I got some propane heaters you could use.
What could we use for our apartment? Those little buddy heaters might be something for you to look into. The reason why we didn't go with the little buddy heater is because those small green propane bottles, they wouldn't have lasted all night.
Not for this size of a room.
Right. You could
for
run
a
it on
small
a little
apartment, it probably would. But we're looking at our whole house is 1,800 square feet. But the living room and kitchen is the main part of the house. Is probably half of that.
More than half.
Yeah.
I bet. It's an open floor plan. The kitchen, dining room, and living room is all open, all together.
Get conversion hose from 1 pound, 1 to tank. We have a conversion
from the 1 pound to the tank. We have that. But the larger tanks.
You can refill the small ones. There's a hose kit for those.
Yeah, I have that kit, that thing too, but I have not used it yet. The 20-pound tanks, that's the ones that fit in a milk crate, I believe. Is that right? If it is, those are not safe, not recommended for use indoors.
Yeah.
You might get away with it, but that's on you.
Be really careful with those. You can refill them. The small ones are not recommended for use indoors, actually. But
I guess everything's hazardous.
make sure that if you're running a propane heater in the house, crack a window for ventilation.
Okay.
Crack.
Alex,
Not lift the window.
Alex, I agree with you, but because of the words that you used, I'm going to ask a moderator to remove the comment. Please, Alex, I'm not upset with you. Please don't go anywhere. I'm just because of the words.
Yeah, just we're using code words. Jab.
Right.
Run a hose through the window. You can keep your propane tank outdoors. You can actually run a fitting through the floor or through a wall or even through a window.
Yeah.
Run your hose that way. And that way, but the propane bottle, the fire hazard, the worst part of the fire hazard, I guess, is outdoors that way. You still need to crack a window. You need to have ventilation for any type of heater.
And carbon monoxide alarm.
Yes.
There you go. Hans was on it before me. Carbon monoxide detectors.
We have one
we
on the
put
wall.
one right there on the wall. Never, not CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide. CO alarm. Anytime your power is out and you're using a generator or, whatever the case. It's a good thing to have anyway.
Right, Alex. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, Alex, that is not my choice. I promise you, brother.
Even the little buddy heater, crack a window. And you don't need like huge cracks, just a small, tiny crack in the window to make sure that air is still moving. You're getting fresh air. It will pull out. So yeah. There was something else I was going to say. I forgot. When you're running a heater too, it will dry out the air. So here we have a problem with that in the wintertime. With running only these space heaters, my grandpa used to put an aluminum vegetable can and fill it about 3/4 of the way with water and set it up on top of the heater.
Just to put a little bit of moisture back, or humidity back.
Or you can boil water on a pot,
but
in a pot on the stove. Or
I'm a huge proponent, and I insist that you get a carbon monoxide detector, because a coworker of mine, right after Hurricane Laura, the next day, got the call that 5 of his family members succumbed to carbon monoxide when the exhaust from the generator made it into the house. They went to sleep, never woke up, and that was devastating. I was like this far from him when he got the call. I was looking at him in his eyes when he said, when he had it on speaker, and I heard it. I'm good. You don't want that.
I know that propane will raise the humidity in the house. We're used to the heavier humidity. And we'll deal with it as it comes. But our humidity is normally low in the winter. So we have a lot of trouble with dry skin and like dry sinuses and stuff in the wintertime. So the humidity, I don't worry about too much. Yeah, a lot of the storm related deaths are due to running generators improperly.
Unfortunately, yes.
Carbon monoxide detector is a great stocking stuffer. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but I mean, $40 to $50.
Yeah, they cost more than a smoke detector.
It's priceless though when it's
right. It's possibly the best investment that you can make in prepping. Big Dreams icon is showing up now.
she fixed it.
I'm seeing it now. Big Dreams. It shows that you're a channel member again.
Oh, let me check the channel if that makes any sense.
So we gained 2 members tonight. It was Warren Lewis and Eyes to See.
I canceled it and redid it.
Oh, okay.
Figured that's what was going to have to happen.
Cool. Big Dreams Homestead. Welcome back to our membership. So that should give us, I think that gives us 20 members.
Buy 2 if you can afford it. Yeah.
If that gives us 20 members, then we can add another emoji. We need to figure out what it should be.
Hang on. Too many things.
Too many things. We need suggestions for custom emojis for the members. We have, it's still showing 17. That's not right.
Weird.
If I join, can I pick a new? Oh boy, it's going to be a pickle. I guess so.
No.
Oh, crawfish.
No.
That's not a bad idea.
See, we don't do promises with John because you drank pickle juice for him to come visit, and I still haven't seen him yet.
That's true. That's true.
Good question.
How many can you look that up? Because I don't know the answer to that.
I can look up anything.
I'm asking you to do that because I'm running the live stream on my computer. I appreciate it. John, how'd you know? Yeah, the 1,000 square foot house. I guess it depends on how many bedrooms.
No.
I'm not sure.
1 alarm for every 500 square feet.
Oh, so we should probably have 3 then, or 4. Oops.
Wow. There's some though that you can get on Amazon. It's combination smoke and fire alarm for about $20.
Smoke and fire? Or smoke and
carbon
monoxide. Oh, for $20, that ain't bad at all.
$18.99 on Amazon. So I mean, that's a digital too. So I mean, yeah, there's all types of stuff that you can get.
Gary B, I would think so too. That would depend on the layout of the home.
That was a really good question though, Big Dreams.
I know the smoke detectors, you should have 1 in each bedroom and 1 in the common place. Now that 1 on each, at least 1 on each level of the home. And I say that we live in a 1-story trailer because they don't make trailers
mobile home.
A mobile home. It's a mobile home. Gonna have the pinky out when you say that, because they don't make mobile homes with basements or 2-story ones. Manufactured. What?
Rachel.
Hey, girl. What you doing?
Oh God, you made him weird.
It's my sister. My sister from another mister.
Oh God. Help me. Rachel, help me. But Rachel, I was supposed to message you today and forgot. I got playing in the dirt. If you want to visit, now's the time to visit because it's a whole lot cooler. I'm just saying.
Okay, it has a modular home. It never had wheels under it. I bet it did for transport. Because it was probably on a trailer, huh? I mean,
Wait, okay, it's talking about CO detectors. Kate's got birds. She will know if there's something in her home.
Yeah.
Probably before the monitor goes off.
That's true.
Because the birds would be affected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and see, Randy's talking about canaries in a coal mine. That's the same deal.
Well, that's kind of what started that. Yeah. We have smoke detectors in every room, except for our bathroom. I guess you don't need a smoke detector in the bathroom. But anyway, we have one in each bedroom. We have just one in here.
This is the main room.
Yeah.
Right. The main area.
But we also have the carbon monoxide monitor now.
Yeah.
But I put it in this room because that's where we were running the air conditioner and the generator was on the outside.
And also, this is the only room with propane ran to it.
Right.
The heater is behind me and the stove is right over there. So.
Right. On smoke detectors, should I add wired ones or just the battery ones?
Just the battery ones would be okay. That's enough.
Yeah.
And the general rule is to change your batteries every time the time changes. So every fall, every spring, put fresh batteries in there.
Yep. Keep plenty of 9-volt batteries.
Plenty of 9 volts. That's right.
But keep them in the packages. And don't store them next to steel wool.
That's right. 9-volt batteries and steel wool do not go in the same drawer because that can start.
Cabinet.
That is a fire starter. The fine wires in the steel wool create basically a short and it overheats.
If you have the wired ones, you must continue with the wired ones, so think twice before doing them.
Wait, what? If you have the wired ones, you must continue with the wired.
Ours are wired in, but they also use batteries.
Yeah, they have battery backups. You can always add you can put a battery operated smoke detector anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, Lori, don't let the ends of the 9-volt batteries touch.
Yeah. I should do a fire safety video, I suppose.
Battery and steel wool are shown as fire starters to use in high wind situations. Yeah, they work too.
Yeah, we've done it. All right.
Mine are hardwired, not battery backup. Oh, and battery backup. Yeah, see, ours are too.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to buy more wire. All right. No, the battery ones are fine. Just make sure you change the batteries.
Stringfield, I hope y'all have an excellent weekend. If I get a chance, we're going to pop in to, I'm sure it's going to be live streamed. Remind me, is it going to be on your channel? Hopefully you haven't left just yet and you can answer my question. We're talking, and I'm talking about the picnic, the homestead. What is it?
Heartland Homesteaders.
Okay.
Yes, I'm like, okay, cool.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Send everyone our love. I really wish we could be there. I've heard that the optical smoke detectors are better than yeah.
The optical ones, yes, because they use a beam, and anytime that beam is interrupted, it will alert. Trouble is, anytime that beam gets interrupted, they will alert. Dust. You get a lot of false alarms.
We cook on high heat when we saute vegetables and things like that. And a lot of times it gets pretty smoky in here. So.
But it is the better option. All right. So are we going to still be on for a little while? Because I need a break of food.
Thank you for It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to work. I don't have to go pick up Abby.
No, we just got to. The only thing we need to get up for is to enjoy that 62-degree morning.
Oh, I will.
Okay, so I'll be right back.
Angela uses a smoke detector as an oven timer. You know, a lot of people laugh, but my mom is like the world's best for that. Anytime we're at my mother's house, when the smoke detector goes off, which happens pretty much daily.
It means the rolls were forgotten again.
No, it means dinner is ready. It doesn't matter what meal you're cooking, what time of the day, but she's going to forget something, and it's going to be burning or burnt. And yeah, one day she has a gas stove and oven, so yeah, the biscuits were actually on fire, flaming on fire. So never been so excited about a cool front, right? I've been looking forward to this day. It's been really hot, so I'm enjoying being able to be outside, playing in the dirt, getting my garden done. Yeah, we don't eat mom's biscuits. You can beat them on the table. The dogs don't eat them. We just don't tell her. We try to act like they're good, but I think she's finally gotten the hint though, because she doesn't make biscuits very much. She doesn't make biscuits and she doesn't bake bread. Courtney's husband's wife. God, he does that every time. Hello, Courtney. I hope I'm able to work in the garden between doctor's appointments the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, I hope so too, Kate. I got out there today. I put all the new compost. I top dressed the whole raised beds, all of the raised beds with the compost. And I need to get all of my seeds together and try to plan out what I'm going to plant and stuff. Now, like cabbage and stuff, I'll have to get plants. But I know I'm going to be doing carrots and turnips. So those I'm going to start from seed for sure. I just got to go through them and figure out which varieties I want to plant and all that good stuff. So, well, I'm late, Courtney. No, the heat has really put us behind. It's just been brutal the last several weeks. So, I didn't want to do anything outside. We've been working like early morning, and then we'll come in and do stuff in the house and, whatever we can to get like cleaned up and whatever in here. And sometimes we play video games until late in the evening when the sun goes down. And then we're back outside. So it's 2 to 3 showers per day. Big dreams. You will get your garden. It's coming. Patience, darling. You have done so much on your house and land and getting that stuff. That's gonna take some time. Remember, we've been on this property for 6 years, so it's getting it. But yeah, plant in pots, even if it's 1 or 2 plants. Yeah, Kate, I'm keeping you guys in prayers. Keep me posted on that, please, on how David's doing and how all that stuff goes. Amy Boado, you don't worry about being late. We were late for our own live stream. That's my way to deal with stress. Thank you for coming, Kathy, and thank you for all the moderating that you do. We really appreciate it. I can't stay ahead of tomatoes long enough to plant fall crops. Yeah, see, I don't normally do fall tomatoes. Okay, Kate. I don't normally do fall tomatoes. I never get them planted in time, and it's just so much mess. But I do want to. I want to plant cabbage this year. We skipped that last year. I really want to get some lettuce to grow, but I have to wait. I have to time that just perfectly, because if our temperatures are too high, then it starts to flower and bolt, and it gets really bitter. So that's something that I've never been really good at. And I tried growing lettuce in the house. That was the most pathetic attempt at lettuce ever. I'm just gonna put tomatoes in the freezer until January. Actually, you can just take the entire tomato. You can core it out, throw it in a Ziploc bag, and freeze it. And it's great because when you defrost them, the skins just pull right off. Spinach rather than lettuce. I love spinach, which we have a ton of Malabar right now that I need to start dehydrating for the winter. But I love lettuce for salads.
I like spinach.
I do too, but I like lettuce, and I really want lettuce. Kale and broccoli. Those are some of those, kind of like the lettuce. It's very tricky. You've got to time it just right, or keep it cooler some kind of way. Because if the temperatures get too high, then once it flowers, like the broccoli, if it flowers, that's it. The whole thing's done.
Parsnip. Can you eat the greens on parsnip? Is that what you're referencing? By the way, Maranatha, I was outside.
Oh, I missed them. My Malabar is making seeds right now. Yeah, ours is, some of it is seeding, but some of it is still growing. That thing is massive. Now, for whatever reason, the smaller pot does not do well.
Of what?
Of the Malabar spinach.
Oh yeah, it didn't do all that great.
This is the second year it didn't do that great.
The big one is outstanding. It's huge.
I know.
And a hurricane didn't blow it over this year. So
last year the hurricane blew it over, and it still grew out into the yard with the roots all sticking out of the dirt.
Seeds all in the yard instead of in the pot.
Yeah.
But we still, there was enough seeds that fell in the pot that it reseeded itself. So we were fortunate. No, you had to replant.
I had seeds from in the.
El Skibby, hello.
My garlic is in the fridge until spring, then I will plant. Garlic and onions are supposed to be planted in the fall.
A misting system would work to help keep lettuce cool in the heat. I wonder, because we're so humid here, I wonder if it would work. That's worth trying. I guess. I mean, if we can get to a point where we could set that up. That's what we do in a
greenhouse. We couldn't do it in a greenhouse.
No, a greenhouse would absolutely.
Now, I want to try using one of the chicken tractors with a shade cloth.
Yeah.
And I think that would provide enough, maybe a fan.
Do we do anything special for the bees during the winter? Well, the style of hives that we have, the bottom board is a screen. It's a mesh instead of a solid bottom. So we may put entrance reducers on, depending on how cold it gets.
Well, I have some cardboard pieces that slide into those.
And underneath. But typically it doesn't get too cold to worry here. Now this past winter we did have that really really cold. So, and we ended up losing a hive. So we may have to do something a little different, maybe insulate the hives some kind of way, or
fall planting garlic mid-south is tough. Really got to mulch the growth. That will happen before winter freezing. See, we don't get winter freezing though.
Yeah,
Our
he
ground
says-
doesn't freeze.
He says mid-south. We're deep south.
Right. See, we normally plant here, we plant onions and garlic are planted September to October. Harvest is between April and May.
Yeah.
And the way the old people around here told us is yeah.
Yeah.
You plant the onions and garlic. You plant those when the kids go to school. You harvest when they're out of school, when they're, out for the summer, which back then was September, October, when they would go to school.
Five Virgins. I'm just seeing your comment there now. I will answer, but I will answer with code words. 46, who is our current one, is everything that they accused 45 of being.
Thinking about doing fall onions, planted in March. See, I've never planted.
Poops his pants.
I'm gonna have to try doing garlic and onions in the spring. But ours overwinter really well. I mean, but we don't have a freeze or anything usually. I think ours is the soft neck garlic. I'm not even sure. I usually buy it from the store, break the cloves, and stick it in the ground. Do you guys grow mugwort or is that rue? R-U-E in your
I've heard of
garden?
that. No, we don't have either of those things.
I don't know if they grow here. I'm still kind of experimenting with the herbs and stuff. I'm growing what I know will grow here,
What we do,
and then
have
I'm kind of
is
expanding each year.
we have oregano, we have rosemary, garlic chives, society garlic,
Basil.
different varieties of basil, whatever we can get our
Yeah.
seeds on. Whatever seeds we can get our hands on.
The newest one I
Mullein.
have is mullein that Amanda sent me.
We've grown stevia before.
Yes, the stevia does okay. It's really iffy on getting the seeds to germinate. That's the biggest problem.
Flat leaf parsley.
Oh, we do have parsley.
I feel like that's not everything. We did out in a wooded area on our property. We've placed some wild garlic, onion, whatever it is, one of the two.
It's
And
not
that's-
doing so
that's-
great, but it's there.
No, it comes back every year.
Well,
It's seasonal.
comfrey. That's
we
the
do
other
have
one
comfrey.
we do have.
Yes, and it does amazing.
Comfrey does really well, and I'm noticing the one in the front did way better through the summer heat than the ones in the back.
It gets all that morning shade.
Yep. Well, it gets morning shade, but it also gets late afternoon shade from the big pecan tree.
Yeah.
So it's doing tremendously better.
Yeah.
And it's
Heirloom Permaculture sells comfrey root cuttings. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
And let us know what time of year you do that, John.
I'm
I don't
thinking
know if it's
about
available
moving.
all year.
I'm thinking about moving some of the comfrey up to the front.
And you have a wrench, so feel free to share a link.
Warren, the comfrey that we have is called Bocking 14 variety. It does not spread by
No-
seed.
No seeds. It doesn't make
It
seeds.
only spreads by root cutting. Now, if you go through there with a tiller, everywhere you break the root is going to grow again.
It's going to grow into a new plant. That's right.
Squash grows here in Louisiana without even trying.
Pretty much.
For the most part, but we've been getting a lot of squash bugs the last few years. I don't think I'm
Homestead
going to
office.
do squash or
How are
zucchini this
things?
fall.
How are things down under? I've been hearing. Try not to use bad words.
Year
But try-
round. John said year round for the comfrey.
Homestead office. Try to let us know
Thank
how
you,
things are
John.
going down there without using words that would get you or
Censored.
us in trouble with the platform.
Vine borers here and squash and other vine plants get killed before they can bear fruit. I usually, if I plant them early enough for the squash and zucchini, I start the seeds in the house and I up pot them at least once, sometimes twice, and then I transplant them outside once it's just getting warm enough, and I'll usually get a decent crop before the vine borers get to them. I did read somewhere on the Louisiana Gardeners group today. Somebody mixed the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap and water.
Yeah.
And injected that directly into the vine, and it killed the vine borer.
No joke. El Skippy says comfort grows good in a pot. It does. But when you grow comfrey in a pot, you miss out on some of the benefits of it. Comfrey is what they call a dynamic accumulator. It has a taproot that can go down into the earth 10 to 20 feet. And when it goes down that far, it mines the minerals basically from that deep, and those minerals end up in the leaves of the plant. Well, then you can do what they call chop and drop. You can take the leaves, you can cut the whole comfrey plant to about an inch out of the ground. Cut all of the leaves off.
Just a regular Dr. Bronner, Kate.
And then you can take those leaves and mulch around your other plants and move those minerals to those other plants. And in the meantime, the comfrey will come right back and be beautiful in about 2 weeks.
I have seeds, I just haven't started them. For a comfrey, then you have a different variety, because these comfrey plants will not grow from seed. They don't give seed. They grow from root cuttings only.
I would love
which
to make
means
a
they
food
don't
forest.
spread by seed.
I would love to make a food forest.
I'm
Trouble
working
is,
on it.
in the summertime, it would be next to impossible to maintain it here. Because
That
everything
could be
just
the problem with
grows.
yours, Kate, is they need to put those roots way down deep in the dirt.
I'm not familiar with that type of. Is that a type of comfrey?
Yep. Don't question the
Officinal.
comfrey man.
No, I'm not questioning. I'm not questioning his honesty. I'm questioning. I want to learn more about this.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word either, because
Officinal.
As far as the Dr. Bronner soap, I think any scent would work, but I've used the lavender one because that's the one I buy all the time. Matter of fact, I'm really considering buying it off of Amazon by the gallon, because we use, that's all we use. But
Traditional Russian comfrey, not a Backing variety. Interesting.
the lavender soap I've used for bugs and all kinds of things, so I don't think it would hurt anything.
Christy Beth says it seems like all the pests are worse, and the hurricanes are worse, and there's earthquakes. There was an earthquake
Clarksville,
Clarksville,
Mexico.
Tennessee.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't an earthquake. They don't know what it was.
Oh, it was noises, booms, or
But
something.
there was an earthquake down in Mexico somewhere.
But see, if you don't know, not down, but it's up from us, but like in the Mississippi River area between Missouri and Tennessee, Kentucky, and Arizona, like all in that area, there is the New Madrid fault line. There is a fault line in that area of the country. And they say that when that one goes off, it's going to be a big deal.
Have any suggestions to get rid of the big ants?
Um,
I've heard
fire ants. I assume.
boiling hot water. I've heard grits. Now, grits works if you put a chicken with it.
Ah, that makes
I
sense.
did that near the septic tank.
When we had
I-
the chickens there.
No, we had the chickens in the pen. I put grits on the septic tank and went and got a chicken
Oh,
and let them have it for a good few minutes. And yeah, that worked. But if it's in your garden, don't do that because, you know,
we've tried all kinds of stuff.
they say
And
cinnamon,
It takes
diatomaceous earth
constant
works, but
effort.
it's
I hate to do like a broadcast poison. We try not to use chemicals, but oh, boiling hot water with Tabasco. That's something we
cayenne
haven't tried.
peppers. Yes, hot pepper water.
There
I've
are
heard that.
some times and some things that we still use chemicals on occasionally, as seldom as possible. We use a little Roundup, not anywhere around our food crops, and we use a little bit of ant poison for the fire ants. But I wouldn't use a broadcast ant poison granule, because that's going to wipe out all of your beneficial insects
Right.
for your soil. Orange oil. Huh.
Oh, that's what it was. Somebody had told me. I should have known it was Kate.
I'm sure.
I knew there was something that I was supposed to try on. Orange oil. I need to look that up. I have it written down too.
We have a problem with the fire ants.
Those big black ants are carpenter ants. Carpenter ants?
Molten aluminum. Yeah, I'm sure that would work.
Really cool sculpture with the goals.
We have 70. Yours says 79. Mine says 78. Thumbs up.
Yeah, we had quite a few people in here when you got all
Nice.
revved up.
We got a thumbs down. I'm sure I got under somebody's skin. That's okay though. The way I look at a thumbs down, or even several thumbs downs, is, if I trust an almost perfect review more than I trust a perfect review. That's the way I look at that. So whoever gave the thumbs down, appreciate it.
Don't do that because you're then.
I truly believe Louisiana was built on one giant anthill. I wouldn't be surprised.
I sometimes question that.
Hmm.
Watering your garden beds, like consistently, helps to keep the ants out.
Doesn't.
Ants don't like water.
I wouldn't know. We're not consistent with anything.
You're not consistent with anything.
We're gonna have to go ahead and say
Yeah, I
goodnight.
know.
So before you take another break, let's go ahead and say goodnight.
Wait.
So guys, if you have any last minute prayer requests other than everything that needs to be prayed for, the country, the politicians,
I was just reading, Courtney.
I don't think
It says we use garlic and chive spray in companion gardening this year and hardly had any bugs. One thing I did know, borage. The borage flowers, I did not have any tomato hornworms when I planted those.
I didn't see an answer from
Albany
Homestead
Mountain. Oh. I was talking about you earlier. I did want to let you know that my mullein is doing fantastic. Out of 3 plants, I had 2 that came up and survived the
early
transplant.
retirement. I just made 12 years at the firehouse, so I'm partially vested for my retirement. We're gonna see how things play out.
We're going to pray about how God wants things to turn out.
I may be part of the revolution. Viva la resistance.
Okay.
You know what?
I got it, Amanda.
I mean, my body is in such shape I may only be a water boy in the resistance.
Amanda had a prayer request I was trying to get while you were being all stupid.
Kate says, I can't speak for God, but I want y'all to move here to Texas. Texas might be the last stand for freedom. Really? Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Nothing wrong with going into business for yourself if necessary. I had done it before. I was a flooring installer, self-employed for 6 years before I became a fireman. So I don't know that my knees could take it anymore. I used to do it without knee pads, so I destroyed my knees. But because I did it without knee pads, my knees were like the soles of feet. They were so calloused and just tough and hairless. It was weird and usually dirty.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Karen. I did add your whole family on our prayer list.
Viva la restitution. Oh, y'all.
Oh, man.
Thanks for the laughs, John. I needed that. Pray for the 9/11 firefighters, the 343 that lost their lives, and their families.
Kate's trying to start her own country over there in Texas.
Where's for Layla?
Which, Kate, honestly, Texas would be the only state that's probably set up enough to
I wonder what that's about. Just got a message from Code Monkey Z on Telegram that says there are now 17 governors who have taken a stand against the regime's tyranny. Might have to look into that. Obviously, it's not going to be our douchebag governor in Louisiana. He's like Joe B. Jr. So sick of that guy. And the way he says COVID.
Stop. Oh, my goodness.
Guys, it's been fun.
I know. I hate to end it.
There's a growing movement here to remove Texas from.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while.
Redraw the lines, expand.
Texas needs a boot. You know, the Cowboys need a boot. So when you guys make your own country, just like scoop the boot.
Not the boot. You don't need the boot. You need a boot, like the shape of Louisiana, the boot. All righty.
I missed something.
You'll honk.
What?
See y'all soon. Is this some pickle juice drinking coming to fruition here?
No.
Better talk to me.
See? Louisiana's far east Texas. Yep.
Albany says.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, you got that? All right. And Arkansas can be the top of the boot. Yeah.
I got that, Amanda.
Oh, Karen, I am so sick of that guy.
Notice, though, look at all the picture and video of everything going on around the hurricane recoveries and rescues and all this stuff. Notice how much those mitigation measures are actually not happening unless there's a photo op.
Well, down here in Southwest Louisiana, Lake Charles area, the surrounding areas,
Those mitigation methods.
there's more
Yeah.
masks on the ground than there are on faces. So
Texas needs a pan to Oklahoma loves Texas.
all right, we're dragging this out. You guys, we love you.
Maybe we should go back to the original Louisiana Purchase. See?
All right. If I don't click this soon.
I know we're gonna be here all night. Thank you guys for joining us.
We're going to really try to put out a video this week. I've got some ideas, and eventually we're going to get to it and make it happen. But the weather is going to be so freaking beautiful for the next 2 days. We're probably going to be outside just catching up on the stuff that we've put off. So if we don't see you until next week, we'll see you next week.
I'm hoping that we can get a kind of an update on the yard and garden and things like that.
Unless they decide to black out the internet so that we can't keep in touch.
Shush your face hole.
I would not be one bit
Shush
surprised.
your face hole. Don't even say that. Don't speak that into real. No.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I have to stop. God bless
Get
you.
him all fired up again.
God bless.
Oh my goodness.
If you have any last minute prayer requests, don't forget we leave our chat open, so we will see them. Or if you'd prefer to private message us, if you have a way to do that. If you don't have a way to do that, then check the description. Our email is there.
Right. Yes, we will see hopefully we will see everybody here on Sunday at Kate's Live from Kate's Kitchen. We'll be live Sunday at, is it 1 p.m.? Yeah, it's 1 p.m. Central. Why I keep thinking it's 2. I'm there. My timer goes off at 1. So see you guys Sunday on Kate's Live, and if not, we'll see you next week here.
Good night. God bless.
Stay safe.